Yo, 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 what's going on? It's your boy Greatwhitehillz, Shark in the Water. You now tuned in to Bupodcast. Tune in.
Tune in, man. Tune in. We here. Hillz is here.
I'm here, man. I'm here. What's going on with you, man? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. How you, man? I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I appreciate it. You're the first guest in a newly renovated studio, so I appreciate it.
For it, man. Y'all heard what he said. First guest. Yeah.
First guest in a newly renovated studio, man. We've been working, man. We're working on a lot of projects, man. I'm trying to get some organizations to sponsor. So again, man, I appreciate you coming up here, man. We're gonna jump right into it. How you feeling today, though?
First off, thank you for having me, man. I'm feeling better. I'm at a place where I'm taking everything a day at a time, a step at a time. Mental health, it's real.
Yeah, so we want to talk about that, man, because like I told you, like this is what my podcast is for. This is what I created this platform for, is for men, you know what I mean, to come here, feel comfortable, and heal, you know what I mean? Because as men, I feel like we always got to be masculine, right? Everybody always depend on us, and then we walk around like we have to be masculine, like, but I built this platform for, you know, brothers like you, brothers like me, and other young men to be able to come here and just express yourself, man. There's no holds bars, like whatever you want to talk about, that's in your means without you feeling uncomfortable, like that's what we're going to talk about, you know what I mean? So what does mental health mean to you? Like what type of coping methods that you're using when you're going through something and when you're in like dark places at times?
Before I answer that, I wanna piggyback over something you said when it's like we always have to show masculinity, right? It's like it's a kink. It's like you have a kink in your armor if you show any type of sensitivity as far as like emotions.
Yeah.
And it's like we were always taught to mask our emotions. You tough, right? Shut up. You be all right. So it's just like growing up like that, we think, all right, man, I caught myself doing it. I caught myself doing it with my son. Shout out to my 5-year-old son, Lil Tuna. I'm glad I caught myself like while I was doing it, because it's like, I'm tripping. I know that that's not right. I know it because it was taught to me. It was taught to me to chin up, chest out. I live by that. Like, I'm talking about every day, me being incarcerated, I told myself, chin up, chest out. Like, you're going to see another day. It's all right. Now to the question, what does it mean to me? What, as far as like what, mental illness?
Yeah, like what's your
health?
Basically, like what's your thoughts on mental health for black men, for our culture?
My thoughts on mental health for black men. I honestly feel like it should be an agenda that's pushed way more than it is. But you know what? I gotta give shout outs to, like, you know, the Wallow 267s, the Gillies, and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
See what they're out here doing. They're trying to push the narrative that mental health is important. You need to work on it. I don't care who you are and what you think you might have going on. Everybody needs some type of mental maintenance.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know what the next person is going through. So we tend to take our issues and things out. Like we tend to take our problems out on other people, not even realizing it, not even realizing what they just dealt with or what they have going on. So I feel like right now, I honestly like the direction that it's going as far as people bringing awareness to it. That, you know, that it's important. You know, growing up the way that we came up, we was always told boys don't cry, but men do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you've been taught that, like, what you crying for? Only girls cry. Or you acting like a girl. Like, that stuff is traumatizing. You don't even realize it, because it's like that's an emotion that we got to get out. We should be able to cry. I know I cry.
Yeah, me too.
I've been through some things, man. So, and it's just like I believe that I need to take my mental health more serious. Like that, I'm putting that on the forefront. I'm in the process of getting help, like looking for a therapist and stuff like that. I want to do family therapy, and because most of the stuff that we dealing with didn't even come from us.
So you're willing to do therapy? Like it's not nothing that you was against. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of men, you know, again with society and what they put in front of us, believe that therapy is not for men, or is that it's not going to help them. Me going through the process, I was one of those dudes that was just like, man, therapy ain't for me, man. I'm not doing therapy.
Yeah, I
And I
remember.
was like that for a long time. And it took, you know, my mom and my wife to kind of like change my way of thinking. Like, no, like therapy is there to help you. Like, they're not there to judge you. They're not there to be biased.
You got to take the mask off. Us as black men, we have an issue with trusting people because we look at it like, excuse me, I just dropped my phone. But yeah, we look at it like I don't trust people. Like I don't want to let nobody in my world.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you my information, why? So you can go run back and tell someone else.
Right.
Or certain stuff is just so sensitive to us. You don't want to let nobody in that world because once you do that, you feel like you're becoming too vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time to take the mask off.
So you taking your mask off?
Like, I'm taking my mask off. Like, this is me. This is raw. This is, if my story can help the next person or the next young brother coming up, I feel like I accomplished something. I talk to the young boys around my way.
What you saying to them? Like, what are you like? What if they out here doing crazy stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you, when you talking to them and you're having those conversations with them? Like, what's some of the positive stuff that you tell them?
The main questions I ask them is when is it going to end? Like when does it when is enough enough? Because it's like, I'm not going to judge you, and I let them know, like, we love you.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't hear that enough from older black men.
Yeah.
I love you, yo. Why are you doing this to yourself? You're becoming a crash out. So it's just like, okay, you go do something to this group of men. They come back and retaliate. Now you're retaliating. Does it ever? Nobody sees the breaking, like the stopping point. So it's just like they can't answer that. They look at me like, and this is real important because I know if they're telling me this is what most of the young generations, this is how they feel. They look at it like, man, once bloodshed, ain't no way to end it. So y'all just gonna wipe each other out. Us as the older generations, or the ones that they looked up to,
yeah.
We gotta come to them like, man, that game that y'all playing is no good. And it's some talented group of young guys from around my way, man. And I try to give them as much game as I possibly can because I honestly wish it was given to me. And it's like when you see somebody crashing out, man, I can't tell you what not to do, but I'm gonna tell you what comes with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they might not see it. They look, to them it's a game. Nah, man, my brother got X'd out the game. They up on a scoreboard. It's a game. No, this ain't no game because once you get on the bench, you can't come back.
Yeah.
You can't get subbed back in. And being incarcerated in them prisons is not no joke. This is where your mental really get tested because now all them guys that you was riding for and you was putting your freedom on the line for, they're not coming through. You asking, thing, I need $25 on my books. They don't come through, but then you hear that they just took a young lady on a date or something. That'll have you like, dang, bro, how am I eat tonight? You know, like, I try to get them stories to let them know, like, it's real in there. Y'all ain't been in there yet. Y'all think it's a day camp. No, it's real.
Yeah.
When your family, you already see that your family is messed up out here, what makes you think that they're going to be able to put up, help out financially while you're booked if they already struggling while you're here? You know what I mean? That's an extra bill. That comes from us being selfish.
For sure.
Very selfish, man. And I'm speaking from a place of experience, right? I was selfish. I'm still learning to be unselfish. Like, when things don't go my way, it's not always the end. But like I said, this is the type of things that come with therapy. Like, why how do you wake up in the morning feeling angry? You know what I mean? Like, why do you wake up feeling like everybody's against you, or this is not normal?
My biggest answer to that question is always because a lot of people don't know how to deal with their emotions. They don't know how to process certain things that they may have been through in their past, certain things that they may even be going through in the present. A lot of these young boys, if you think about it, like a lot of these young boys that's out here crashing out probably don't have no dads. Their mom's probably taking care of them. Their mom might be working 3 or 4 jobs to try to make ends meet to take care of them. So they don't have no structure. There's no man in the house.
But what about when that's not the case? What about when a person is really just? What about when a father is in the life? And
I mean, but you also just said that a lot of it don't even start with us. So like it could be something internally that's going on inside the household that's affecting the child, that's causing them to act the way that they act. So I look at things like from different perspectives, because you never, I mean, like you said, you never know what somebody else is going through. Like, and it's not no excuse for them to be out here doing what they're doing. Like, that's not an excuse at all. But we don't know what's going on really to make them do what they do. It's just a theory. I don't want to say theory, but it's just a theory of mine that I think that a lot of the stuff starts with emotion. Like people don't know how to deal with their emotions, so they act. This is what they're doing instead of going in the corner and crying for 5 minutes, or picking up the phone and calling your homie and having a real homie that you feel able to talk to, and that's not going to judge you and call you a coward. A lot of people don't have that.
And it also can be a trickle effect, like getting back to what I said in the beginning, how this stuff could be passed down from generations. Like that's like prime example of us seeing our parents drinking and smoking and doing everything that they're doing, and we looking at it like, oh, that's normal. So now it's like once we start partaking in it, and we realize by the time we realize it's not normal and it's not the right thing to do, it's probably too late.
Yeah,
because now our kids see us doing.
So I know a lot of your followers want to know. They want to know your story, right? They want to know your story. They want to know your struggle. You know what I mean? When I say your story, like we want to start off like with Keith. Like I don't know how many of your followers outside of your family know that your real name is Keith. And then we want to jump into Hillz, right? Because that's you well known as that too. So tell us your story, man. Tell us your story and tell us about Keith, and then we're gonna jump into the Hillz part.
It's crazy because it's really a crash course, right? It's like Keith was too busy trying to be Hillz. I went to college and everything. I graduated high school. Shout out to West Virginia State University. I went to college, but I wasn't even doing right when I was in college because I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't, or I was trying to be this image that I thought was the right image for me. If that makes sense. I'm trying to create a space now. It's like, that's where it all started. I want to say it all started when I went to college. I mean, yeah, I always been doing me outside of that. Like, as far as selling drugs and stuff, that type stuff started in like middle school and stuff like that. But it wasn't as bad as it was until I went to college. Being around people from different places and seeing different things, and then seeing like a market of open opportunity, you like, man, it's sweet down there. Yeah, I'm about to tear this joint up. So now it's to the point where I'm not even focused on why I'm here. Shout out to my man Lean. His wife, I remember one day we were sitting, his wife is from Connecticut. Shout out to Tina. That's like big sis. We were sitting on the steps one time around the way, and I told him, because all my friends was already in college. So I'm like, yo, I want to go to college. Just like that. And it was like, you playing. Like, Lean wife was like, she worked in admissions and all of that. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, let's make it happen. Then I want to go. He literally gave her my name, gave her my information. 2 weeks later, I was going to college. Like, I was on the road. Yeah, I was on the road, and I got enrolled in college. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I like this. Like, that was like a whole different time for me, yo. That was fun times. That probably was the best fun I had in my life going to college. Like, the parties, everything about the college lifestyle. I was so intrigued with it. It was like, damn, all right, I'm here. But I got caught up on the other side of it, seeing the opportunities of the money that could be made, doing everything that I shouldn't be doing. I'm down there getting in trouble. I did some things down there. It got to the point where it's like I had to come back. Yeah. But so it was like, this is around the time I was Hillz. And, like, I don't even know how to put it. Like, I always been like a respectful person. I always, show respect to my elders. I never was too bad, but I still was doing me. Never really a violent person. Let me say that. I never really was like a violent person. I was more into money at a young age because it was a trickle down effect. My father and was real big money getters back in the day. Like the people that we looked up to was on it. So that's what I wanted. I ain't want the I shoot them up, bang bang. I didn't care for that. I wanted some paper, real paper. So and I'm trying to do that now because I see an open market. I say, man, forget the school. It's to the point now where I'm trying to find a way to pay my professors off. Like, look, man, go ahead and give me the A so I can stay down here and do what I do. Yeah, so it's just like I go down there, we tear it up to the point where now it's just like I had to come back to Philly. I come back to Philly, I'm still trying to figure it out. When, what's crazy? When do we ever stop trying to figure it out?
That's the golden question. Mm-hmm. It's not meant for us to figure out. There's no handbook to life. There's no mathematic. It's not meant for us to figure it out. Because if that was the case, we probably would have it figured out. Yeah. You got purpose though. You know what I mean? Like you got purpose. As long as you got purpose, you're gonna keep trying to figure it out.
Because it was like I got so caught up in the money down there. Like the money down there is always triple. Like at that time that choice is over with now. So it's like at that choice of drug that I was selling was Oxycontin. It was going for $80 a pill. You tell me like what? And they was flying like this. So it's just like I wanted that. I felt bad though because I feel like I kind of let my friends down. My man put his neck on the line for me to come to the school. And to this day, he don't know everything that I was really doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he gonna find out when he watch this. But that's because they were helping Keith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once I came back up, when I came back up here, this is when I get back into it. I'm taking a rap seriously now. I got opportunities on the table, but I'm still in love with that street money. I'm still in love with the streets. Not too loud, but I'm in it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I kind of let that, what can make you happy makes you cry sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's just like running around doing the stuff that I was doing. I wound up catching my first case out of Delaware County. I'm not in Philly. Like I didn't catch my first case. This is what I mean. But like I always been like a good guy until I jumped in the mix. I didn't catch my first case until 2015. I never been arrested as a juvenile. None of that stuff. So it don't even make sense of like why am I taking this route of like my uncles, my father. I mean, yeah, it's good, but I know the bad that came with it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, oh man, I wound up getting locked up, possession with attempt to deliver heroin. I come home, I'm on house arrest. I'm right back in the mix. As soon as I'm talking about literally the day that I get off house arrest, I go buy a car and I go right back in the county. So I'm not even thinking at this time. I'm taking drugs. My choice of drugs was Percocets. I'm going full throttle. Like, I can't even think straight. I don't know if I'm Keith or Hillz at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going, moving around, making a lot of money. But I catch another case, and this one is more serious than the first one. So they sit me down for a year. I still ain't learned nothing. I come home, I catch another case. So everything was just like back to back to back, and I still couldn't figure it out. But I was so in love with that fast money, I didn't care about nothing else. And it hurts me though because I'm the guy honest truth. Like I was abandoning my kids. I wasn't spending time with them like I was supposed to. It was more take this money, like bye. Sometimes I wasn't even doing that. So that hurt me a little bit because I love my kids and I'm a family. I'm about family. So it's just like me knowing that I was off my rocker and I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to do is like me even talking about it right now, like it's crazy. Like fast forward, wind up now I'm cased up. I'm just keep catching cases and I'm on my fourth case. So this no, let me back up a little bit. I catch my third case. I go up for 2 years. And I got the same lawyer. Shout out to Richard Dobberberger. If you ever in trouble in Delaware County, he probably the top lawyer out here. He called me one night. He like, look, I can't keep saving you. I'm letting you, like, you getting away with these skid bids because you didn't have a record, but now you have a record. Like, your points on the penal system is up there now. So I'm just like, all right, I'm cool. I ain't doing nothing. Started being smarter. Thought I was being smarter. I was home for 2.5 years and I caught another case, which was my last case. Now I'm fighting some real, almost RICO type stuff. But you know, my faith in my God helped me stay on the right path. And that was just like a wake up call because, as I'm going through all this, right? My grandmother, she's the closest person to me. She died on her birthday while I was incarcerated. That hit me hard. I just talked to her the day before. She made me promise her I would stop selling dope. And I did. But I'm not even taking it serious. I'm like, Grandma, you tripping. All right, lady. Yeah, I promise. All right, I'm going to call you tomorrow and say happy birthday. I called her and they said she died. So I was that. I still haven't dealt with that. How do you, like, I don't even know how to deal with that. Losing my grandmother. I lost my biological mother when I was 11 years old. Then I lose my grandmother. A couple days later, her son, which was my uncle, he died too. Like, he wound up losing his mind because he lost his mom, wound up getting arrested after he found out that she died, and he dies in prison. This is crazy. So it's like, not only am I calling home, I'm still trying to find out about grandma, my uncle passed away. It's another thing that hit me hard because we wasn't in a good space. We were in a very bad space, and I didn't get to fix it.
Yeah.
So
Life is too short to hold grudges. Family, friends, we men, stuff happens. We can't come to the table on the forefront, bring it to the forefront, and have conversations like men. Because life's too short, man. Because those type of situations, time ain't gonna wait for nobody. So like you had, whatever, you and your uncle had going on, like it could have been, and should have been fixed.
It's regrets now. It's like,
yeah,
I wish we could have talked that out. Like, you know what I mean? Now this is to the point where it's like my grandfather, he got to bury his wife on a Monday and then bury his son the very next day. I was always the go-to guy in the family. I'm not even there. I'm locked up. So my cellie at the time, his name was Corey. Shout out to Corey. We wound up getting in a rumble because he didn't know what I had going on. But when he found out, he was the first person. This is my cellie. We're in jail. He gave me a hug. I ain't know how to take it. We just got done rumbling. You find out that I lost some people in my family, and you give me a hug. So it's just like, this ain't the place for that. To be all vulnerable and all that, I still gotta stay on my P's and Q's. But man, that brother's still close to this day. He from Red.
So not knowing how to take it. Then how long ago was that?
This was in 2021.
How would you take? How can you take it now? Like looking back at it, like damn, like I ain't know how to take it. Like right now, 2025, fast forward, like
I needed it. I would appreciate it now. This world is crazy, like, in dealing with loss and grief and not knowing how to mourn, or it can be too much sometimes. Sometimes it can be like an overload. Like, you just be needing to take a break, just a breather. So it's like I'm losing. And it seemed like, you know what, that was the lesson for me. It seemed like every time I went to jail, I lost somebody that was important to me. Like, I just told you, I lost my grandmother on her birthday. Her son, which was my uncle, I want to say 2 days later or something like that, 2 or 3 days later, he died because he can't handle his emotions. He wound up getting into a fight while he's up the F, and that goes wrong. I ain't get to say my final goodbyes and nothing. That I don't even know. It got to the point where I was like, I can't even think about that. I don't even know how to channel that. I thought it was a game. I did not keep my promise. I came back out here and tried to run it up again. This time was a little different though, because I really wasn't, I was working, but I still was doing me on the side. So I wound up getting pulled over because my registration was bad. The cops, of course, they run my name. They know me out here because I only got arrested out in Delaware County. That's the only time I've ever been arrested. So they know who I am. Their whole thing is to check me in. Now I'm locked up. So I get arrested again. It's the same cycle. It's like I get arrested again. I call my father a couple months down the line, and he say, and I quote, he say, "Damn, bro, I'm about to have this big old extravaganza, and you're not even here with me right now." I'm like, "Pop, what are you talking about? Like, what you got going on?" He just like, "Man, I'm about to have this big old extravaganza." I'm like, "All right, man, well, I gotta lock in. I love you." That was the last time I talked to my dad. I called back probably 2 days later. They like, "Man, your dad passed away." So I'm like, what? Like, no. How do you deal with that? I'm being honest with you right now. You and all of your followers and everything, I still haven't dealt with that. I don't even know where to start. I tried the therapy thing. That was weird. So it's like, I'd rather just talk to my lady at the time. Shout out to her. Just letting her know exactly how I feel and what I'm going through. And her just being a set of ears and listening and giving her input on certain things was more of a therapy session than me going to the therapist.
Sometimes that's all you need is a listening ear. Sometimes that's, as men, sometimes that's all we need is somebody that's going to listen, comprehend, understand, and respond. Because you know the differences, right? There's a difference between somebody listening, understanding, and responding.
It's like they listen
Therapy,
to react instead of listening to understand.
yeah.
Okay.
Therapy, they gonna listen, gonna understand, and they gonna respond. Now, is their response always gonna be what you want it to be? No, that's not what you paying them for. You paying them to help you, for them to be honest. The only way they can help you is to be honest, because there's no bias. They don't know you. They have no reason to say Keith is lying or Keith is being untruthful. No, their job is not to dictate who's lying and who's not lying. Their job is to help you get through the hurdles that you're going through. So like when you talking to family and talking to friends is good, but they're always going to be biased because they know you. So they're not always going to tell you the truth. They're not always going to be honest with you. But if you talk to somebody, which would be the therapist in this point, they have an unbiased opinion of you because they don't know you from a can of paint. So they can't judge you, and they're not going to judge you because that's not their job.
That's interesting because I try to look at that coin from both sides. Sometimes you might need that though. Sometimes you might need that empathy or that compassion from a loved one.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Or a person that doesn't know you and their profession is that they can't give that to you. They didn't heard this story a million times in different ways.
But that's where the two separate, because that's not what they're there for. Like talking to your family for that empathy, yeah. But if you're trying to heal properly, therapy, I would say therapy is the way, because I don't know a person that actually healed just from talking to family.
What is it like?
I'm not saying that it's not nobody out there that actually like went through or going through with some of the things that you went through that spoke to family, and they may have healed, because I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I don't personally know anybody that speaks to family and about things that they're going through and heal from it.
But this is why, just me, when I get to that point, I just put it in my music.
That's therapy for you. So again, therapy can be a lot of different things. Like, it don't necessarily have to be talking to a person. Art is therapy. Whether it's painting a picture, for you, your art is going to be making music. This is my art. I'm not in therapy no more. I did it. It worked. I walked away with a lot of knowledge on it. This is my therapy right here, doing this, talking to other brothers like you, to help us heal together. Your music is your therapy. So you take all your frustrations and everything out
as like a diary. Yeah. So it's just like, I don't even do it for people. I do it for me. Sometimes just to express, because I might not know how to express it to a therapist.
So you probably got some you probably got some music in the vault that's unreleased because you wrote it just for you, not for other people to hear it. You wrote it just for you. So when you going through something, you be like, damn, like I wrote this. I remember writing this. Like let me listen to it. Type thing.
Yeah, I got a vault. I got a lot of music in the vault because it got to the point where like I wasn't even writing for myself. I was writing for others as well. Right before my dad had passed away, we had a situation on the table with Jamie Foxx.
Mm-hmm.
I remember signing the contract and everything. But he was the person handling it, so I don't even remember what happened because I'm incarcerated. He's deceased now, and at the time, Jamie was he was in the hospital. He was doing something. I mean, he was battling COVID or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I'm just like, my whole life is just spiraling down. Like I got this situation on that I just signed a contract to. I can't say that it was for like two Netflix soundtracks or whatever to some movies that he had. That I don't know what happened with it, so I don't really want to get into it too much. But it's like, dang, I get blessed with these opportunities, and then I go to jail, and my punishment was losing somebody that I care about. So I feel like this was my God telling me, like, oh, every time you go through this, I'm going to put you through that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go through that no more. So it's to the point now I gracefully bow out. I did it. I didn't have the highs. I didn't have the lows. What do I have to show for it today? Nothing but lost time. I have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. I'm just now getting to the point where as though my daughters are talking to me. My oldest daughter, she's 16 now. She told me, I guess you love being there more than you love spending time with us. That killed me. So it's like me because everything I was doing I was selfish. You know? Me spending time away from my family and me going back and forth into these correction facilities.
So that was Keith before, right? 2024. Who's Keith now? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing differently? Like, what's some of the things that you're doing differently?
Keeping God first, because when it's all said and done, all I have is God in my shadow. So I definitely keep God first. I'm a father next. I try to be there as much as I possibly could. I'm working and I'm getting back into creating music. I had stopped. It's like because my father was like, that was my biggest motivator. He used to just call me like, yo, put this joint out. I was just listening to this joint last night. You got to put it. And I used to be like, Dad, you're burning me out. All right, yo. But it was just like I don't even have him getting on my nerves no more.
Mm-hmm.
It don't even feel right. And I still, like I said, I don't know how to deal with this stuff, man. I have not shed a tear yet. And that's what I'm afraid of. Because I hear when you bottle those emotions up, you'll explode eventually. It gotta come out. It has to release. So it's just like I just pray that I'm mature enough and I'm stable enough to handle it when it happens. Because I don't know how to just let it out. Like, I don't know no methods, no. But this is like getting back to what we were talking about earlier. That's what the younger generation, like, they messed up because we haven't healed from our trauma. So it's just like us as the fathers, as the big brothers and cousins, uncles, and all of that. We don't really have the time to show them right from wrong because we're still dealing with our own stuff.
Right.
At certain points of life, it's okay to be selfish. You have to be selfish sometimes in order to get yourself put on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if I'm sitting here trying to make sure that I'm on the right track, how can I tell you that what you're doing is wrong? I don't even have the time to even worry about what you got going on. So it's like, who are they looking up to? This is why I do try to talk to them as much as I can. This is why we need more people like the Wallows, the B. McFlys, the Gillies.
Yeah.
We need men like you doing what you're doing right now. Like this, I wasn't expecting this. I ain't even gonna lie. I almost forgot the camera was on because it's like I needed to have this conversation. Seriously.
Well, today, like I said, this is what it's about. And today, once you walk out of here today, I hope that in some way, form, shape, or fashion, that slowly you start to heal when you find that spot in your heart to actually deal with what you're going through, as far as losing your grandmother and your father, because you can't run away from it forever, you know.
And as much as I don't even want to put it that way, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. I've learned a lot through therapy, right? And one of the biggest things that I've learned that you have to do in situations is acceptance. Accepting people, places, things for what they are and who they are. Once you do that, everything else will fall in line. In regards to death, understanding.
Yeah, because that's my situation.
Yeah.
That's
so with death, I dealt with a lot of death. You know, I haven't. You know, both my parents are still alive. You know, I did lose both of my grandfathers. Both my grandmothers are alive. But losing aunts, uncles, you know, close friends, close relatives, like understanding that everybody comes with an expiration date. One day we all going to expire. That's something that people don't want to talk about. That's what I know. As long as I know that one day we all going to expire. That's acceptance. Like I accepted that. And because I accepted that, like I'm able to deal with losing people differently from other people that may have not accepted that. You understand what I'm saying? So like when I go to funerals, like, and I've been to a lot of funerals this year. A lot of funerals this year.
I don't even go no more. It gets to that point, like it's just like it's not like I don't. It's just I don't do well at funerals.
Yeah.
I look at my sister, right? My little sister, she look up to me. Like I said, I was always the go-to person, but it's just like she lost so much, man, and she's so strong. But I know that she got to talk to somebody, like you know what I mean, because she don't even think about her problems. She just keep pushing. So I watch her and I study her, and I'm just like, you should try talking to somebody. And she like pot meet kettle, like like pot calling the kettle black, and I'm just like, we gonna figure it out. We talk to each other.
Yeah.
So for her to be in a situation that she's in, as far as you know, she lost her mother, our biological mom. She lost her father, our grandmother. It's like besides her kids, I'm all she got, and she let me know that. Like we tell each other that. Like we push each other by don't do nothing stupid. You know we all we got like that. So it's just like I be wishing I could help my little sister with her mental stuff, but like I said, it's like a circle. How I'm gonna help her? I can't even help myself. I put it in my music, bro.
So you have to be 100% for yourself before you can be 100% for anybody else, kids included. Like you gotta take care of yourself first before you can be able to take care of anybody else. If your mental ain't right, your mental's not gonna be right for anybody else, because you gotta. This is something that you need to be selfish on, is getting your mental health right. If it's anything else in the world, mental health is something that you need to be selfish on and getting it right, or working towards getting it right. And I'm not throwing a therapy card on you. I'm just letting you know that I did it and it worked for me, and it may or may not work for you, but you gotta try. You gotta try it.
Do you have any regrets
from doing it? No, I mean I regret my therapist leaving, and I'm not leaving, but you know, switching to a different field to deal with children versus the adults, because sometimes like I do feel like I need to talk to somebody, and like I said, sometimes it's not always talking to the wife or to the significant other. Like sometimes that don't work.
I understand.
I mean, so sometimes I do think that I do need to tap back in and find a different therapist. I just don't want to start all over. I refuse to start over again with a different therapist. And shout out to Yanni. Yanni was both me and my wife therapist, and we're friends. You know, she's friends with my wife. She's friends with me. You know what I mean? And we still can call her and talk about stuff. She's just not our therapist anymore.
Officially, right?
You know what I mean?
You know what, man? I'm gonna take your advice and I'm gonna go ahead and look into that. Seriously, this is something that I'll give it a try.
And if you need resources, like I said, like you know, although she's not an adult therapist no more, she's still obviously a therapist and connected to different people. I can get some information from her to pass on to you. mental health is important, man. Like recently, I lost a cousin to suicide. You know what I mean? So mental health is definitely real. It's definitely serious. We got to start pushing the pin on it, man, for black men in our culture. Like, start taking it serious. Pay attention to the signs. Like, you know when somebody depressed, like when somebody is doing something differently that they normally don't do. We got to start normalizing. Like, check on your folks, man. Check on them. Check on them. Is the relationships worth the sacrifice? I said this in one of my previous episodes that I did just for myself. Like, is the relationship worth the sacrifice? Can you answer that question? Is the relationships worth the sacrifice? You and your homie get into something that may be petty that you could figure out, but you sacrifice losing that relationship for your pride. Is it worth it? It's not.
I had to make sure that
it's certain things.
That's why I was saying.
Yeah, it's certain things that you draw a line. Like if somebody do something like to one of your family members or something like that, harm. That's where I would say that maybe that sacrifice is worth it. But if it's something, man, you got people that like not talking to people over money. You got people not talking to people over just the pettiest stuff, and it's like, man, that's a conversation. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we men. Like, if we can't have conversations with our homies about something that we feel like they did slimy or grimy, they ain't your homies. First of all, if they was your homies, they wouldn't even be doing that anyway. But
you know what it is, though? Ego. A lot of people deal with ego and pride and stuff like that because it's like conversation, conversing with someone could change things. You know what I mean? So it's just like you rather, like you said, a person would rather sacrifice something over a couple hundred or a couple bucks, or however you want to put it, instead of just coming to the table and talking as men. Look, it's all about ego because now you might say something the wrong way, and the person that you're talking to take it the wrong way, and now he's just like, man, F it. Like, you feel what I mean? So it's just like, it ain't worth it to me. The people that I do love, and I let them know that I love them, like I'm starting to become more vocal. Voicing my emotions. I don't look at it as just like I'm being vulnerable and all that. I just look at it like this is just me telling you how I feel, what I'm going through. I don't know. This is all new to me. So I don't really know how to channel it too well, but I'm doing it.
Yeah. And that's a first step.
I don't even know what made me even start moving like that. It just came naturally to me. I don't hold too much in anymore with certain things. I still hold a lot in, but that's because I don't know how to open up those doors.
Yeah.
But if I feel some type of way about you, I don't hold stuff like that in. I let you know because that don't need to go. A lot of stuff can be started and finished with just the conversations. I don't know. I'm all over the place right now. You really got me sitting here thinking, man.
So if it was anything, I know you said recently, you just started speaking to your daughters again. If there's anything that you could say to them from everything that you may or may not have put them through during the course of their lives, what would you say? Your son too.
I'm sorry. Accountability. Take accountability because you are entitled to your feelings. You are entitled to your opinions, your emotions, and all of that. I wasn't the best dad as I thought I was because I was leading financially. Raising children is more than just having money or trying to buy them. You know what I mean? Like, I missed a lot. It hurt me more than it hurt them.
Do you have any regrets as far as the things that happened in the past?
Of course. People try to say, I live with no. No, I do have regrets. I have regrets for leaving my children out here. I wish I didn't do that. I have regrets being locked up when my father passed away, my grandmother passed away, my uncle passed away. Like, I have regrets that I wasn't there. I'm learning to live with it. I'm human. So as human, we make mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. So of course you wish that you didn't do it sometimes. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not one of those people, man, I live with no regrets. No, I have regrets. I wish I didn't move that way. I wish I didn't lose. I heard a lot of women too, good women, trying to be something that I'm not. I have regrets for that. It's just like, yo, it's a long list of things that I regret. I regret not being the best version of a father that I know I could be.
So when it comes to that part, being back outside, what are you doing to be that better version of a father to your children?
Actions, actually standing on the stuff that I said I was going to do when I was locked up. Yo, I don't care if we got to talk every day on the phone. I'll make sure I hear your voice at least once, or whatever the case may be. I'm showing them better than I can tell them. And sometimes it gets rough, but I'm doing it because I used to get complacent. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this when I come home. Then I just get caught up in the same stuff, and then next thing you know, I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm not on that no more. So I really thought about it this time. Like, what do I have to do different? I start with my family first. Let me fix that structure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I still think about those thoughts. I remember them nights laying in that cell on that cold, still night. Yo, you get out of this, man, you gotta do some things differently, especially with the kids. Like, the kids should never feel that way about you. They should never feel like you love money more than you love them. Especially when you giving yourself excuses like, I'm only doing this for y'all. Like, you know what I mean? No, that's BS. I just want to be more active.
Often as adults, and a lot of the stuff that we do, we always say we're doing it for our kids. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. We always say, I'm doing this for y'all. Because as parents, we want to give our children the world. So we look at like we get up and go to work every day, or we get up and grind every day because we want to give our kids the world. But we can't really look at it like that because it's not just about them. Like, it's not just about them. We can't say that we getting up every single day, going to places that we may not even want to be at, honestly, just for them.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's definitely about us, me. Like, they were just a bigger part of the motivation.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this for me too.
That's the important
That's
part.
insanity
Yeah.
too. Like,
That's the important part because you could be working at a place not and hate that job, but you're like, man, I gotta do it for my kids. But what about Keith? Like, if you're not happy there, you the one that gotta go there every day. So like, that's part of mental health and mental stability. Like, we can't say, man, I'm gonna stay here because of such and such, or I'm gonna stay here, even though that's not the place that you want to be.
Right.
But we got Keith's story, right? We heard Keith's story from start to finish. So now we wanna jump into Hillz. You rap.
Shark in the water. Yes, sir. I rap. I write. I could write a song for Toby Keith and Young Jeezy in the same night. Very versatile. Try to be at least. I'm working on a project right now called Therapy Session. A small EP I plan on putting out at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta keep it moving, man. I gotta do it. Like, I gotta do it. That was like one of my biggest problems too. I was choosing the streets over my passion. I know that I'm gifted. I've been in situations, I've had plenty, ample opportunities to do certain things, and because I chose the streets, that I blew that stuff off the table. But now, you know what? I'm doing it because it's something that I love to do. It's no longer for the money. It's no longer for the opportunities. It's because I want to do it. This is my story. I'm giving it to y'all. Take a listen. Hopefully, I can save somebody. I don't listen to Rod Wave a lot, but shout out to Rod Wave.
Yeah, shout out to Rod Wave.
I had a lot of people that tell me that some of my music sound like his on steroids, but yeah, but no, man, I'm just trying to be me, man. I'm just giving y'all the raw. I'm just giving y'all me. My last project, Shark Season 2, for me to be an independent artist, it didn't do too bad. So I learned to accept my wins. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't. I could have did better, but Like,
where the name Hillz come from? Let's talk about where you got that name from.
I can't really speak on that on a camera, so
okay.
It's a lot. Seriously, it's a lot that come with it. I'd rather not touch on it.
Okay. So your new project, therapy session, when we expecting that to drop?
I'm aiming for New Year's Eve, honestly.
Okay. Ready for the new year.
And I wanted to be fresh. I got a million songs right now I can just put out. I got so many different projects, but I wanted to be fresh. I wanted to be organic. I wanted to be the now.
Mm-hmm.
Without sounding like anybody. I just want to get a world me. My world anyway.
Right.
My fan base. Of course I would like to draw people to my fan base. More the better. But I took my time with it. It's I don't want to say too
much. We ain't gonna
but
speak too much on it because
it's good, man. And I might have a big feature on there. I'm just waiting.
Okay.
So therapy session, man, coming soon before that. Might have a big feature on there.
So we talk about shark season, right? Shark in the water. What that really mean to you? Like what's obviously we know what a shark is, right? But like, you know what I mean? Like where
it came from when Wayne had his run, he said this line, only thing on the mind of a shark is eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt that so much. That's all I wanted was just go get it. Like that's the only thing that's on his mind is the mission. That's how I took it. So now it's just like I'm a shark. I'm a shark in that water. And that's just where it all came from.
So speaking of that, having you here, telling your story, you told me about Keith. You told us about Keith. We jumping into the Hillz, and given the fact that you are a rapper, you know.
Yeah, I'm an artist, man. I don't even look at myself as a rapper. I'm an artist.
Okay, my apologies. Artist. Yeah, because so would you say it's a difference between a rapper and an artist?
Yes, it's a big difference.
What's the difference?
A rapper is one dimensional. Mm-hmm. A rapper is somebody that just raps. An artist is a person that can give you rap, R&B, give you any type of genre. He does it all. It's like a rapper is more like an octopus. He got many different arms and legs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like different hats he wears and stuff like that. An artist is someone that takes their craft to different levels. They don't put a ceiling on it. Like as just a rapper, you just rap. Mm. There's nothing wrong with just being a rapper either. Shout out to y'all. I can rap. I can't sing to save my life, but I wish I could. Right.
So then we on this topic. Give me your top 5.
Top 5. Okay.
Like any rappers that like inspired you to become an artist, like inspired you to start like rapping.
How about I give you a top 5 of who keep me inspired today, like who I look at as competition. Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Drake. I have a reason why he's like, and it's not in no order.
Okay.
But Drake, I'm a huge fan of Tory Lanez.
Free
Tory. Drake, Tory, Jhené Aiko. Meek. And I got a reason why I picked Meek.
Oh, he I was expecting him to be there.
Of course. So, and Khalil McGill. It's an artist named Khalil McGill. Y'all gotta listen to him. He one of
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that's shout out to
Khalil McGill, man. That's my guy. But yeah.
True.
The reason though, listen.
True. True story. He used to work for me. He used to work with me.
That's my boy, man.
Yeah, he used to work for me.
Good guy, man.
Yeah, he definitely a good guy. Definitely a good guy.
And the reason is because when we create together, he inspired. I heard stuff that ain't nobody here yet, and I know where his pen can go, and that just keeps me like on my toes. It's like a little friendly competition. That's my brother. So that's my guy. Everybody that I named right there on, believe it or not, they write their own stuff. They're writers. I like people that write their own, that know how to pen their imagination and stuff like that. Because that can be very difficult. Instead of just sounding the same on everything, especially like Jhené Aiko, like she's one of my favorite artists. She write most of her stuff. and she's just so free. So it's just like I be all over the place with my music, man. Like I can't. That's my top 5 that inspired me to keep going because they like kingpins of the ink pen.
Okay. Good top. Good. Definitely a good top 5. I'm not no artist. I just listen to the music, so I ain't even gonna challenge you on none of that because I just listen.
I love music though, man. I just love listening, and I listen to them because when I go look at the credits, I see that they wrote it, and I'm just like, dang, how they put that together? This sounds like something I would have wrote.
Mm-hmm.
It inspired me, especially Tory, man. Free Tory Lanez. He's one of them.
So if it's not too much, this is my studio. I ain't no mastermind, no mixer or nothing like that. This ain't. But you are in front of a mic, so I'm gonna ask you to just bless us with a couple bars, man. I don't gotta be nothing crazy. Something light off the top. You know what I mean? Just to let the people know that you back. You back. Hillz is back. Shark season. Shark in the water. He here.
I'm here, man.
Bupodcast.
Let me see.
He here.
I try to make everyone happy around me instead of myself. Like I was scared to bet on myself. I'm talking, I was so far gone, really ahead of myself. It all started with me. Like, I don't know what's up with me. I took the biggest L of my life, and it really humbled me. Thankful for the ones that motivated and comfort me, but unluckily, I started backsliding. Instead of helping me, they rather backbite me, but I can't blame them. Guess I gave them something to talk about. Me and Roz got so crazy, can't even talk it out. Tiff talking child support like I'm a bad father, knowing I can move the way that I want because the Fed's watching. Anything they ever want, my kids get it from me. Broken promises still owe sis tuition money. My grandpop losing his mind, getting sicker on me. And I'm out here acting like I can't visit the homie. What the fuck I'm supposed to do with all these problems? Ain't no 9 to 5 can solve it, dog. I'm so confused. If I say fuck it, get this phone back rocking with this dope and I get locked up, that's a selfish move. On top of that, I got to deal with people trying to push my wig to the back. But I ain't going on that Citizens Act. I got some on my leg. Ride through a boy, dead got hit. Same spot where my son chill at. It got me ready to kill. Loading up as I wipe off my tears. But then I think about them mountains and that time with them years. Man, that was
yeah.
So like,
something like you back, man. You back, and that was pain.
Yeah,
that was all pain.
It was real.
I felt that it was real. It was real. It was pain. It was your real story, and you're gonna go a long way with it, man. You stick to the grind and you stay to it. You stay true to yourself.
I appreciate that.
Stay true to yourself, man. Stay humble as much as you can. Stay humble, because it's a lot of hate in the world. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of people that don't want to see Keith good. But I'm here to tell you today, if you ain't gonna hear it from nobody else, if you ain't gonna hear it from none of your homies, if you ain't gonna hear it from nobody else, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, man.
You feel me? Like, I'm proud of you. I seen the story, not really knowing all of it and hearing it today, and you still standing and you still walking, man. I'm proud of you. Keep it up, man. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it, man, because your baby's just depending on your son. He needs you.
I appreciate that, man.
Like,
seriously.
So stay to it. Stay the course. Like I said, your kids need you, man. This time is now. Everything that you've been through in the past, you got another chance at life again. Got another chance at life again. Got another chance to
I gotta take full advantage of it. Man.
To fix all broken promises, to mend all tarnished and broken relationships. You got another day, another chance at doing it. Make this one count, man. Make this one count. Rebuild and get your family structure and family foundation back in place. And
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for having me too.
Like I said, man, I hope when you walk away today, that you walk away and say, "Damn, I needed that." Like, I needed that. Like sometimes conversations like this is all people really need, and that's what I did the platform for, is to.
Because this is not something that I'll just do with anybody, man. So it's just like, I definitely needed that. So even if it sounded like I was just jumping all over, that was real.
It's a therapy session.
Yeah.
That's
therapy
what it
session
is.
coming soon, man.
Therapy session coming soon. Make sure y'all. What we dropping it on? Apple Music.
It's gonna be on every digital streaming platforms.
Okay.
Make sure y'all follow me at Greatwhitehillz on every platform to keep up with the latest news. Welcome to the family.
What season is it?
Shark season, baby. Shark in the water.
Shark in the water.